Time to talk theatre now. Things getting back to normal for one of our county-based theatre groups. Like many societies, though, faced with the restrictions of the pandemic, they wanted to somehow keep going and, like many, went online to achieve this. But now the doors are once again reopening. In fact, they were open at the weekend. We'll find out more about that in a moment. First of all, let's say hello to Kate Jensen from the Wigton Theatre Club. Hello, Kate.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? You all right?
Yes, I'm good, thank you.
Excellent
Tired
stuff.
after a busy weekend, but yeah, really good.
Yeah, now we'll talk about that in a moment, and we'll talk about your actual live in-person open mic night that you've got coming up this week, which must be very, very exciting for you all. But let's first of all start with Act 1. Let's head back to the beginning. Tell us a little bit about the Wigton Theatre Club and its history, if you will. When did it get started?
It was 1951, I think, that it was first created. First production was in 1952, and it started off in, I think it was the parish rooms in Wigton at first, and oh no, it was a school. It was a school. They started off in the school hall, and I think that one of the school teachers was a founding member. So, and then they moved to the parish rooms, and then finally into the building that we're now occupying. So the theatre club's been going for a long time now, and this last blip in our history is the first time that we've had to close the doors and not do a production in a year.
It's about 70 years old then, isn't it?
Yeah, we're coming up for our 70th, yeah.
Wow, absolutely amazing. And you're at the, just to explain whereabouts you are in Wigton now, because I've driven past it a couple of times and went, oh, that's where it is, and nearly crashed the car. But it's on the corner, isn't it? It's on the corner of the place.
Yes, it is. So it's in the old Salvation Army building, which is on the corner as you can go up to the Co-op in Wigton. Sort of where the old bus garage used to be, on that road. So it's a kind of, it's not the most beautiful of buildings. It's quite a box in its appearance, and it used to be more boxy because all the front windows had been closed up over the years, and a few years ago we actually opened up one of the windows when the foyer was built. When the bar was installed in the theatre, we opened up one of the front windows, so it's a bit more light and airy inside now.
Yeah,
a bit more welcoming than it used to be. But yeah, it's right on that corner, and people drive past it and don't even realise that it's there sometimes.
Yeah, it's the John Peel Theatre, is it?
The John Peel Theatre, yes, John Peel Theatre in Wigton,
nice.
On Station Road.
Lovely stuff. Now, I mentioned in the introduction about the pandemic. Obviously, lots of groups, lots of shops, lots of businesses have all been affected in various sort of forms and situations with this. How have Wigton Theatre Club coped through the pandemic? I mean, I know from chatting to you that you've been doing online stuff. You joined the online revolution like everybody else did.
Yes.
But you've had some bigger work going on as well, haven't you?
There's been lots and lots going on while the theatre doors have been closed to the audience, to public audiences, live audiences, I should say. Well, all of our audiences are live, just some of them are online. But we had to, obviously, we had rehearsals going on last year. There were productions were planned, and then when COVID struck, obviously, those all had to be cancelled. And for a while, the theatre just did have to close its doors. And then after a while, we had to think about how we might be able to do our open mic nights, which we've been running first Friday of every month for a number of years now, and have always been really successful and popular. And we decided to look at ways to get them going again online. And good old Zoom came to the rescue. So we decided to try a format out using Zoom. And at first, we just had kind of a few regulars and things. We had somebody, one or two people in the theatre, socially distanced to introduce it. And then everybody else played in, either I played in videos via Zoom or they performed live on Zoom. And that proved really, really successful and has just grown and grown. And we're now, a Zoom evening usually runs for between 3.5 to 4 hours very often, just because we've got so many things to play in and so many people performing. And it's allowed us to connect with people who wouldn't normally be able to come to one of our open mic nights. So we've had people coming in, connecting from Northern Ireland, from Canada. We've had somebody from the USA, and in our last evening we had somebody from India who found us on Facebook and just joined us and read some of her amazing poetry.
So would I be right in saying that the theatre community in Wigton is thriving, especially for things like this, for the open mic?
Yeah, it is. And what's been really lovely and really encouraging is that now that we're starting to open back up again, albeit with reduced audience numbers at the moment, we sold out our show. We've just done 3 sell-out performances of our first show on opening, which was brilliant. And audiences, I think, were really keen to come back and get into the theatre. So I think it looks like people are going to want to come back in, and I know some people are still a bit tentative, and we respect that, which is why we're working hard to keep our open mic night as a hybrid, we're calling it. So we're still running Zoom, but we will have the theatre open and people performing in the theatre too.
This is exciting because
people are ready to come back now, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, people are wanting things to do, aren't they? They obviously we've been through the pandemic; it's been awful, and so many people have suffered. But now, as things are beginning to be relaxed and restrictions are being lifted, it's nice that people, securely, COVID secure, can come back into these places, into theatres like the John Peel Theatre, to join the Wigton Theatre Club for their open mic night. And this Friday, you have this wonderful hybrid event, don't you? Because, like you say just now, it's not only online, but it's actually in person as well.
That's right. Yeah, it's going to run exactly the way I've been running them. I think we've been doing them just over a year now. We've been doing our Zoom open mic nights, and basically this will run kind of the same way. The theatre will also be one of the participants in the Zoom, and the difference is this time, normally I run them from London, which is where I live normally, but I'm up in Cumbria at the moment, so I will actually run the Zoom session from the theatre, and the theatre will be a participant once more, and we'll basically have people performing on the stage from the theatre, but there are also quite a lot of our regulars who aren't feeling ready to come back to the theatre just yet, and they will perform online. So some of them will perform live online, some of them will upload videos. In fact, I've been emailing and messaging people today to remind them to get their uploads in. So I've now got quite a few uploads coming in, and some people have confirmed that they'll perform live, but via Zoom. So the whole thing, I mean, this will be the first time we've done it with the kind of hybrid element, but I'm excited. I think this is going to be a really great evening for everybody, and I think it's just nice that we can keep the Zoom element, because it means that the people who have been joining us every month from Canada and the people who've been joining us every month from Ireland will be able to keep joining us, which is great.
No, that's lovely. That's really nice. Now, when these people do come back into the theatre, into the building, will they notice anything different? Have you polished up stuff really, really shinily, or is there bigger work been going on?
There's a lot of work been going on behind the scenes. So the doors have been closed, and we have taken that opportunity to completely refurbish the toilets, which is one of those areas where nobody really wants to talk about them, but actually they're probably the bit you notice.
Absolutely. Everyone talks about them, though, don't they, Kate? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
They go, oh, well, I went to the John Peel Theatre the other week, but the show was great, but toilets, they were mucky. They were mucky, I tell you, I wouldn't want to go in there anymore. Talk about spending a penny, that, oh dear, oh no.
Exactly. So, no, we've now got... we've got new unisex cubicles. We've got fully up to spec disabled facilities. We've got baby changing unit, and it's all wonderful. We've got sort of touch-free taps and hand soaps. We've got touch-free sanitizer all around the theatre. So yeah, the whole facilities, all
very 5-star,
really upgraded. And it's not just there either, so that's the visible bit, but also the sound and lighting has been improved while it's been closed. So we've got new moving headlights, LED moving headlights that are in the theatre, so we can really kind of do some impressive effects now with our lighting. We've got a sound stage that's been installed over the stage to sort of boost quieter moments in in plays and choral groups and things. We've got the hearing loop has been checked and fixed and improved. So lots of kind of backstage things have been going on as well, including in the green room. We've even taken out the kitchen that was in the green room and renewed that. So there's lots and lots been going on.
Well, it certainly sounds like the sort of place to go and visit now. John Peel Theatre in Wigton's obviously had its, it's been buffed up and it looking lovely and everything like that. And you had your first show, actual live theatre show, back in the show just this weekend. Gone, haven't you?
Yes. So our first production, opening the doors, was the Great British Bump Off, which was a murder mystery interactive. Audience could give us their views on who they thought the murderer was, different murderer each performance, and we had some winners take home lovely trophies, and the cast have just had an absolute blast doing that and getting back into the theatre and rehearsing. And I think that everybody's felt that it's one of the cast members said they felt they came back to life coming out of lockdown and getting back on the stage. Which was brilliant. And he was a new member as well. I think he's going to be with us for some time, hopefully. So it's been a really great project to bring everybody back into the theatre. Lots and lots of fun. The audiences really enjoyed it and appreciated it. And like I say, we sold out. So although we only had limited run on tickets, we sold all of them, which was fabulous. Well,
that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. And I suppose looking forward, we're in August now, early stages of August. Dare I mention the five-letter word? Is Panto looking? Are you looking to get a Panto on stage this year?
Oh yes, we are.
Yes, I'll set them up. You knock them down. There we go.
Yes. So Panto is starting to be written already because for the last few years we've had our own self-penned pantos, either written by a small team or with contributions from cast. And this time it's going to be written by one of our newer members, David Ross, and our current chair, who happens to be my mum. They are going to be teamed to write the panto script together. And it's going to be called, it's got a working title at the moment of The Pie-Eyed Piper of Wigton. So it will be very much the kind of usual panto fare that we've been putting on for the last few years, which is very Wigton-centred. And yes, that's currently being written. I think there's already quite a lot of it has been written to start. And rehearsals will probably start September. So not far from now, really.
Okay, it just sounds like the John Peel Theatre and the Wigton Theatre Club, it all sounds very, very positive.
Yeah, it feels very positive, actually. And I think that now that we've opened the doors and seen the reaction from audiences and been back into the theatre, it's feeling very positive. It's feeling like we're kind of starting to get back to normal now, which is great. But one of the things that we are going to be doing is kind of keeping the positives from lockdown. So one of the things, there's lots of things that have been going on. One of the things is we've installed Wi-Fi in the theatre now, and that's going to be used solely for being able to do things like the Zoom for open mic nights so that we can keep that running. We've got plans to possibly stream shows into places like some of our old folks' homes around Wigton, where people might not get out for things like the pantomime so easily. We might be able to connect them via a streamed performance. So that we're looking at how we can keep our online presence moving forwards and reaching more of the community, really.
That's brilliant. Kate, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Really appreciate it. It's good to talk to you. If people are interested, if people have been listening, because as I say, there is so much positivity there. If they want to find out more, what's the easiest way of finding out more about the Wigton Theatre Club?
There are two key places to keep watching, and then there are links from from those two places. But we have a Facebook page, which is Wigton's John Peel Theatre, if you search for that. But we also have a website, which is wigtontheatre.org. And those two areas will be regularly updated. You can buy tickets via those, as well as get all the latest information about any events that's happening.
Brilliant. Kate, good to talk to you. Thank you for giving up some of your time this afternoon. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Very, very nice to have your company on the show today. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers, Kate. It's Kate Jensen, who is a member of the Wigton Theatre Club, as you say. There's extremely positive things coming out of Wigton at the moment. They're at the John Peel Theatre on Station Road. I think that was where she was saying. And if you want to find out more, then you can just search on the social medias for Wigton Theatre at John Peel Wigton Theatre Club at John Peel Theatre. Type in that. You'll find it. I'm sure you will. BBC Radio Cumbria for a Monday afternoon. It's Simon in for Vicky. We're here till 6 this evening.